or how's it hanging, as I used to delight in saying when I was a kid, even though I had no idea what it meant at the time. I decided to do, well, I actually didn't really know what to do for today's video. I didn't really feel like doing anything, so I figured doing a like chatty get ready with me would have been as good a choice as any. I haven't done too many get ready why can't I say that? I haven't done too many GRWMs at all really, so I figured it would be something to do. I can just shite talk a little bit and maybe talk about the products we're using as well. So let's get into it. I wanted to say as well, today's the first day. My fringe hasn't really been cooperating too well since cutting it in last week. I mean, it's not doing too bad now, but that took a lot of coaxing. I think it's because I had salt spray and hairspray in it yesterday, and of course I was too lazy to wash it today. So yeah, it took a while to get it to where it is now. But anyhow, I am going to start off with a primer. Okay, this is the lad I've been using constantly lately, which is the number 7 Airbrush Away Radiance Boosting Primer. I'm loving it. But I might as well use the original one. No, it's not even in this package anymore. They're all in this wee packaging, but I do really like this. This is what prompted me to try that other one, and I'm going to get the other two. There's one for redness and one for like oil control or for open pores as well in the range, so I'm definitely going to get them for my kit. Okay, so for foundation, I think I'm going to try and use stuff that I haven't used in a while and just stuff that I'm not using constantly like lately. So I'll use this guy. It is the Smashbox Camera Ready BB Water, the SPF 30. Really like this. It's a dropper foundation. This one is water based though, unlike say like the number 7 and some of the other ones, like the Armani one that has oils in it. This has no oil in it, and really like this. It's the exact same as the MAC. The new mineralized one, is that what it's called? The water weight one. Yeah, not mineralized, water weight. I hope that last bit was in focus because I meant to take off the autofocus. Okay, I'm going to use my CAILYN brush, the Oh Wow brush. I did do a first impressions like review video on this when I first got it, which I think was maybe, I was a little bit hard on it because it's such a weird brush to get used to, and I was kind of focusing too much on what not to do with it than what to do with it. And apparently I was using it wrong, because when MAC brought out their version of this, and when I worked for the brand and the trainers there showed us how to use it, they showed us to use it in buffing motions, but apparently you're supposed to use it in downward, like just striping motions? No, streaking motions, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Just like wipe it over the skin and it works so much better. My acne has cleared up so much. I don't know, can you see there? It's getting so better. It's just more like there's a few little bumps left, but it's more so just scars from me picking that's left over. So that means obviously that the hormones from my pill are leaving the system, and I couldn't believe how much feedback and interaction I got from my last video there on Friday about my experience with the pill. I loved reading all your comments and just like chatting with you in it. I need to get back to more comments because there was so many, but yeah, it's crazy how many women go through the same thing. I think one thing I want to point out as well is that I don't want to give the pill in general a bad name, because some people have amazing experiences on the pill, and I had brilliant experiences on the pill more or less up until I started getting migraines on the combined pill, and I would have been more than happy to stay on that if it wasn't for the migraines. And then because I couldn't go on the combined pill because of my aura and had to go on the mini pill, it's the mini pill really that like totally ruined my relationship with hormones. But anyhow, back to my face. My acne is definitely clearing up, which is great. I'm probably going to film actually half of my coil experience video today, because I want to I took notes as well, because the video I did there on Friday was just so rambly and I don't want it to be too rambly. So I'm going to film some of it today while everything's still really fresh in my mind, and follow the notes so that I'm not rambling and repeating myself too much, because I know I end up doing that a lot. And then I'll film again in a week or so to let you know how I'm getting on, you know, a little bit more used, or how my body's getting on, getting used to having a foreign object embedded in it. I'm not going to worry too much about how my fringe is looking for the minute, and I'll just fix it again afterwards. I'm actually looking forward to the time when it gets a little bit longer so I can bring it to the side. It's almost a little bit too short for that now. I kind of purposely went quite short though, because fringes grow so fast, so you kind of are constantly trimming them. So I figured I'll go nice and short so that I can let it grow out for a wee while before I have to trim it again, because I do like it short. I like it a little bit longer than this when you can kind of wear it to the side of it. But I do like having it back. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of the fringe, but I couldn't give a shite because I really like it. Even though it is annoying to style sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna go in. I know said I wanted to try new things, but I'm gonna stick with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer because I love it. It's one of the only things that keeps my under eyes hydrated throughout the day. My nails are still going strong, by the way. Nearly 5 weeks. Well, I'm like 3 days away from 5 weeks, so I'm getting as long as I can out of them. I might even try and go into next week. It's not like I've anything on. I have no events or big jobs on or anything this week, so I'll try and see if I can get a few more days out of it. Pretty sure I've said here a million gazillion trillion times before that I get very dry eyelids. It goes through phases, but at the moment they're very dry, where it's a little bit flaky. The skin is a bit scaly. I get it mainly here in the inner corners, and it's down on the lids as well as up here a little bit. But what I found has been really helping with that is just by getting a little bit of coconut oil, particularly when I go to sleep, but I did it this morning as well, and then obviously warm it between my fingers and just dab it in place. I don't like to use anything that causes too much rubbing motion over it, because that kind of irritates it. And some of my facial oils that I suppose have fragrances in them irritate it a little bit, but the coconut oil is perfect for it. And it definitely soothes it and helps to soften the skin, so I think that's a good tip for anyone else who gets dry lids. I even use the coconut oil on the under eye area as well sometimes, because that can get quite dry and a little bit uncomfortable as well. I don't know what causes the dryness around there. I don't use anything harsh. I think I just have sensitive skin around that area that's really prone to dryness. I've been dying to try the Contour Cream palette by Catrice since I got it, because the acne was so bad, like on the cheek area. I couldn't really use it up until now, but I'm going to give it a go. I better apply some concealer first though, because I still have, I'm definitely not out of the woods yet. There's still a good bit of redness there. This is the Catrice Camouflage Concealer. I started using this again. I was like totally bumping this in favour of the Rimmel, what's it called? The Rimmel Lasting Finish Concealer, but I've kind of fallen back in love now again. Not that I fell out of love with it, but I'm favouring my Catrice Camouflage Concealer again. I can be very fickle sometimes when it comes to switching products around. Oh yeah, I kind of caved and tweezed the brows again, because I suppose they were looking like, brows stand out so much more when you get fringe, like there's no way about it. So the regrowth was just getting crazy, and like if you'd seen me on Snapchat or whatever, my brows go down to here. They were like growing really far down. For some reason this brow was growing so much quicker than this brow, that this one was nearly fully grown in and this one was still really sparse, and I just couldn't be dealing with that, so I ended up plucking them way back. Now I'm still not plucking directly underneath the arch because I'm trying to flatten out the bottom of the brows a little bit, but yeah, it's safe to say I've kind of abandoned the idea of growing them out. I always think it'll be a great idea until they actually start to grow, and then I see, whoa, how fucking huge they are. So then I just give up again. But like even at this tweezed level, they're still pretty. There's a lot of hair. There's more than enough hair, so it's grand. Okay, so I'm going to use the first shade here. Let's use the contour brush, sculpting brush by Real Techniques. The first shade in the palette is the like ashy shade. No, I'm not going for like a big Kardashian contour or anything like that. I'm just going for just a natural shading. Some people use their foundation brushes for contouring as well, but I like to keep my foundation brush clean, because then I can use it to clean around the contouring and to, like, you know, straighten up underneath or whatever. That's lovely. I actually really like the tone of that. But I have pretty much only heard good things about this contouring palette, particularly for the price. So I'm pretty much wiping away the concealer now there. It's annoying when the spots come up far enough that it's kind of in the contouring zone. Sure. There you have it. A bit of concealer back over it. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do there. I'll put a little bit down the sides of my nose as well. I'm trying to think if I have any other news for you. Oh, I brought, well, I didn't bring, but I was up at Mondello Park, which is like a racing park in Kildare at the weekend. Even though it was Valentine's weekend, it wasn't for that. It was my birthday present to Jamie. No, Christmas present to Jamie. But basically it's where you can book someone in or yourself in to have the Italian racing car experience. And like my boyfriend is mad into racing cars. Like he loves his cars and supercars. He loves watching all those shows and he's mad like for Top Gear and all that kind of stuff. So I booked him in. I'm just popping on the highlight from this. But I booked him in for that anyhow, and I highly recommend it for anyone who's looking for a good, like obviously you mightn't be from Ireland, but I'm sure most countries do something similar. Anyone who's looking for a good present for their significant other, whether it be girl or boy, depending on if they're into racing or not, or cars in general. But Jamie loved it, but like there was so many other couples there, and there was girls doing it as well, and guys and whatever. And everyone who did it just had the biggest smile on their face when they came out of the car. And there's a few different things you can do. You can just stick to the one car, you can try a few different cars. But I think it'd be great for anyone who's looking for like a slightly different kind of present for their boyfriend, because I really wanted to try and get something different. First of all, he's a pain in the arse to buy for. But yeah, it's nice to try and get something a little bit different as well. Just not the usual kind of socks and knickers, if you know what I mean. That's really, really pretty, the highlight. I'm not going to be too pushed about getting perfect today, so I'm going to leave that at that. I might put a tiny bit more concealer underneath the eyes though, because they're looking a bit tired. I'm actually not going to do eyeshadow on my eye area because it's so dry that it's quite sore. Like I was wearing powder on it during the week and it kind of hurt a bit, so like, you know, got a little bit stingy or whatever. So I'm just gonna put some just powder, normal powder over it. My hair still keeps trying to part in this area. Like I said, it'll take a while. Like I only wash my hair every 2 to 3 days. Probably will be doing it a little bit more now with the fringe, but so far it's been like every second day since I cut it in, and it's not even been a week since I cut it in. So I think I need to wash it a little bit more and style it a little bit more before it stops wanting to part there. Something else I've been doing that's a little bit different as well to usual. I have the full like one of this in my kit, but I'm too lazy to get it. This is a sample of the Secret Brightening Powder by Laura Mercier. Really like this. So I've been kind of too scared to use it on brides though, because this is the #1 that has like very minute glitter in it. I'm just worried about the flashback, even though like of course all the girls on counter there like swear blind that there won't be any flashback, but other people on like comments and stuff have said that they have noticed flashback, so I'm a little bit too scared to use it in bridal work, but I'm happy to use it on myself. Although I think I'll just like try it on my sister or someone like who has a darker skin tone than me, my older sister, and then just take flash photography of her and see how it sits, because I would like to use it on brides, or I might just get the #2 because that has no sparkle in it, but I would like to use it on brides because it is very good. And I normally hate powder underneath my eye, but it's very good at setting the under eye area, and it doesn't look hideous like most other powders. I just look at myself and I'm like, oh, I look like 100 years old, it looks hideous, it looks dry, it looks rotten, and this is actually fine. And as someone who has a dry on dry area, I'm always so reluctant to put any powder there, but this is fine. It doesn't like dry it out loads. Now I'm not going to use that up here because I have a feeling the tiny like glitter, oh I have an itchy nose, I have a feeling the tiny glitter particles in it were irritating the skin the last day, because it was kind of sore, so that's why I'm not going to use it. This is another Laura Mercier powder. Actually, yeah, it's just by pure fluke I'm using this as well. I bought this recently. It's the Universal powder, just the translucent one. Really like this. And I got this because they were out of the NARS translucent powder when I was up in Dublin the last day, and of course you can't get it in Galway, so I ended up picking this, even though we do have Laura Mercier in Galway, but I was just determined to get a powder when I was up there. And I'm going to stick with, this is the INGLOT 4SS brush. I use that to, would you call this a tutorial? I don't know if this is a tutorial or GRWM. Get ready with me. I suppose it's like kind of tutorial since I'm talking you through it. Are you supposed to talk through in a get ready with me? I don't even know. So I don't even know if I'm doing this right or not, but anyhow. Sure, I'm just here for the chats anyhow, so hopefully that doesn't bother you too much. This powder is lovely. Now the girl again like claimed that it is perfect if you want to use it on darker skin, and that's fine, but I don't know, I feel like it leaves more of a white cast on my skin than the than the NARS. Excuse me, I burped there. I feel like it leaves more of a white cast on my skin than the NARS one does. Even though it's still very, very fine, like don't get me wrong, it doesn't leave any coverage. I just feel like it gives a little bit of a like a talc. I mean, talc is its first ingredient, so I feel like it gives a little bit of a white cast. I don't know if I'm making that up or not. So let's move on. I got this the last day. I showed it in my Shiv's Stash video. It's the Cream Puff Blush in Alluring Rose by Max Factor. I really, really do like it, but I think for natural makeups, it's a little bit too berryish red on my skin. I do like it though, but I think it would just be a bit too much for going for an everyday natural makeup. So I'm going to go in with my lovely pink. This is the one I got myself. And stick with the same small brush. When I actually wore this at the weekend when I went up to Dublin with Jamie for that. And he just looked at me and he was like, what's up with your cheeks? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, they're very shiny. And I was like, well, they're kind of meant to be. Because I suppose there is a light reflection to that blush, and I tend to, I suppose, mostly wear more matte or satin finish blushes and then just use the highlight, but I'm not sure if he was a fan or not. Not really, I don't think, from the sound of things. Now another Laura Mercier thing I got, I don't know which one of these I prefer, right? I was showing this on my Catrice highlighter. I'm not finishing sentences here, apologies. So I got the Laura Mercier highlight. Love this because Rihanna Cahill showed it in her 2015 favourites and she was going mint about it. And then I'd already gotten this, it's the Catrice one. Now this is like 37, this one here is like €4, €5 maybe. I honestly don't think I prefer one over the other. This is a slightly lighter colour, but both highlighters are stunning. I think I've already applied this here on YouTube. Pretty sure. I might do actually a comparison on highlighters soon. So I'm going to stick with the Laura Mercier one for today because I haven't actually applied it on camera yet. But this is beautiful. It really gives the most beautiful, like, just the most beautiful, soft and smooth highlight. I think that's one of the reasons I love these, because it's smooth. It's not at all bitty or sparkly. I don't really like sparkly highlights. Like, I think they're nice on the eyes and on the body, but not really on the top of the cheekbones, and especially not if you get any kind of texture there. So like, even though I do like the INGLOT sparkle dusts, I just don't really like them here because there's too much refracted light, if you know what I mean. Whereas these two are super super smooth. Oh, I just love them. Actually, let's pop this on my eye as well. And then I'll go into a small brush, which is ZOEVA Petite Crease. A bit of that on the inner corner. Like, really, I got this to have it in my kit. I love it so much, I'm so reluctant to put it in, but because I love the Catrice one just as much, I think I will stick the Laura Mercier one in the kit. I mean, I can still use it on myself, but I'll stick the Laura Mercier one to kind of reside in my kit, and then I'll use the Catrice one on myself, because honestly I love the Catrice one just as much as I love the Laura Mercier one. More Catrice. No, I said I was going to use products I haven't reflected. I'm too lazy to look for something else. I'm just going to pop a little bit of this, tiny bit of this, into the crease, more so on the outer corner. Like I said, I don't really want too many powders on the eyelids, but I do like a bit of something in the crease. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I found a mascara even that I've been loving lately. It's my DORA Volume Lash Styler. Fanned out effect. Oh, I really should try other. No, I'll stick with this. I can try the other mascaras in another video. but this gives the most, like, the perfect mixture of volume, lift, curl and length. Like, I don't even have to curl my lashes for this to really lift them quite well, and like it keeps them up throughout the day. And also, that was well timed. Also, it doesn't like flake on me throughout the day. This is kind of like doing a get ready with me of my current go-to look. God knows what I'm going to call this video now. I think it's a mishmash of loads of different kind of videos, but this is what I've been doing lately. Just very minimal eye makeup, which is kind of down to the dry lids. I'm not really wearing eyeliner either because I just don't want to have to rub or put too much friction on the lids when I'm like cleaning my eyes, because it just aggravates the dry skin. Now the thing is, when I do get that dry skin on the lids, it only lasts for like a couple of weeks sometimes, and then it can go away for another few weeks before it comes back. So it's not like, it's not there constantly. Don't know what causes it now, but it's not there constantly either. I mean, you can even see from there how just amazing that mascara is. And like most mascaras, it can take like a few weeks, a couple of weeks to come into its own. I think a lot of the time when the formula thickens a little bit from use, it gets amazing, and then you have a good few, like a couple of months of really good use out of it before it gets crap. Minimal again with the brows. I'm just literally filling in a tiny bit underneath here where the arch is, because I just want to flatten it down a bit. That's one of the big trends as well for this year, is straight brows rather than like an over-defined arch. Now the thing is, I can't really help, but I'm not going to pluck the top of my brows, but my brows are naturally very arched at the very top, like they have a strong triangle top to them. But I can control underneath, because I've often like encouraged the arch by plucking underneath, but I want to flatten it down a bit. And this guy is definitely on its last legs. Actually, I'm going to throw it out now because it looks mank. But it's the Catrice Lash Brow Designer Gel. I love it. It's just very dirty. You know, I don't mind it getting dirty like when it's for personal use, because it's not like I'm using it on my eyes, so I'm not worried about getting an infection on my brows. Because it's not like there's loads of bacteria in there. Well, there probably is, but you know, it's dirty from the product I put on my brows first. But it still looks a bit yuck. It looks a bit gook, so I shall pop it into my used up products bag for the next video. Yeah, that just leaves lips now, doesn't it? So I think I've been really enjoying wearing red lipstick recently. Or like just brights, like strong lipstick. And this is the one I wore at the weekend, which I'm going to put on now because I'm too lazy to get another one. And I really do like it. It's the Marilyn Berry No. 3 lipstick from the Marilyn Monroe collection for Max Factor. And this is a Rimmel lipstick. Oh, I'm getting pins and needles in my legs. This is Rimmel lipstick in the Lasting Finish, or it's the Lasting Finish one, and it's Indian Pink 004. How pretty is that? It's like the perfect pink red, isn't it? It's a real rosy colour. I can actually kind of probably fix my fringe now, can't I? Even though I like micro fringes, it's going to be just much easier to manage when it's a bit longer. Oh yeah, you know the way I was, if you did see that video, one of the things I was saying, the side effects from being on that pill, was I've lost a lot of hair. It's so much finer, like my scalp is a lot more noticeable through my hair now. I've lost a lot of hair, it's thinned out a lot because of that stupid pill. But I ordered Nioxin, yeah, from Amazon, because a lovely hairdresser who follows me here suggested it. She said her boyfriend lost his hair through chemotherapy, which is of course a million gazillion times worse than what I had to go through, obviously. But she said it worked 100% for him, and she found it brilliant, or they found it brilliant, and like as a hairdresser she really recommends it. So I ordered it, so fingers crossed that'll work well. Though I know that hormones can take a long time to settle. A load of people were saying in the comments, because so many people suffered from hair loss as well, were saying that it took their body like, or their bodies like a year or so to settle down from some of the effects. So God knows how long it can take. Anyhow, I'm going to pop the Marlin Berry on now. It is kind of red. It's more red than the lip liner, but it's still verging on the like pinky berry shade. An amazing colour as well if you want your teeth to look more white, because it is like blue based. Well, no, actually that's a lie, it's more coral, but it still doesn't make them look yellow the way an orange one. I think number 2 in the range is the orangey one. Beautiful, but if you're in any way worried about your teeth looking yellow, it can exasperate it, isn't that the word? I don't know if my eyes are blurry, if I'm out of focus. I think my eyes are a bit blurry. It's the nicest smell, taste, whatever you want to call it, off this lipstick as well. It has like citrus and vanilla fragrances, like a base note or whatever you call that. Anyhow, there you go guys. How gorgeous is that lip colour? I love it. Like really, really love it. And look at that highlight. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And as usual, I'm dressed like a farmer then for the rest of it, because I always film on the days where I'm not really going anywhere, apart from doing a bit of like grocery shopping or popping out to say hello to someone. Anyhow, that's it. Sorry about the rambly video, but I am not going to like kill myself just to do short videos just to get like views and stuff, like, because that's not what my channel is about. So I've stopped worrying about that, and I just do whatever I feel like. That's going to be it. So I'm going to spray this baby here now to try and keep it in order for the rest of the day, and that's it. So thanks a million for checking by guys. I'll see you on Friday for my next video. I'll probably do the coil update video on like the following Friday, just to give myself a little bit of a chance to get used to it. So far it's so good though, it's like working out really well, but you never know what could happen in the meantime, and who knows what I'll do for Friday. We're gonna have to wait and see. If you've got any requests for a video you want to see, leave them below, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. So thanks a million for watching guys. I'll see you soon. Take care, be good to yourselves, and so on.